Hello everyone. Today we are going to start new chapter number 15 of class 8, Introduction to Graph. In last video, 14th chapter we have completed. Today new chapter we are going to start. Chapter name is Introduction to Graph. What is chapter name? Introduction to Graph. Let us see why we need graph. What is graph? Graph is a representation of numerical data into visual form. We are going to represent numerical data into visual form. Why we are representing into visual form? So that we can understand easily, quickly that information. This graph showing numerical facts in visual form so that we can understand them easily, quickly and clearly. Graph give us one clear representation, clear visualization of any data. So in particular, what we can say, this graph is the visual representation of collected data. Graph is visual representation of collected data. Now, so many practical examples we can see, like we are watching match, playing, two teams are playing, team A and team B. In between of match, we are looking, sometimes they are showing one graph, means overall performance they are showing to us with the help of line graph. और जैसे वो ग्राफ हमें शो करते हैं क्लियरली, हम वहां से आइडिया ले लेते हैं विच वन टीम इज प्लेइंग बेटर, किसका स्कोर अच्छा है, किसका एवरेज अच्छा है. जैसे हमें ग्राफ दिखाई देता है स्क्रीन पर व्हाइल टू टीम्स आर प्लेइंग इन अ क्रिकेट मैच, तो इजीली हम आइडिया लगा लेते हैं कि कौन सी टीम परफॉर्म बेटर कर रही है. Example, this is also one example of representation of numerical data into graphical form, into visualization form. और जैसे न्यूज़पेपर में भी है, जैसे हमने लास्ट टाइम 2019-20 कोविड, वी सफर्ड ऑल फ्रॉम कोविड. उस टाइम पे जैसे हम न्यूज़पेपर में ग्राफ देखते थे, उस ग्राफ में हमें पता चलता था कि इस मंथली या वीकली या फिर ईयरली अगर हम कंपैरिजन करें तो उसमें पीक दिखाई देता था. जैसे ग्राफ से कंपेयर कर रहे हैं, लाइन ग्राफ, कभी पीक ज्यादा कभी कम, तो उससे हम आइडिया लगा लेते थे कि अब कोविड पेशेंट बढ़ रहे हैं या कोविड पेशेंट घट रहे हैं. तो ये ओवरऑल जो ग्राफ है, ये है न्यूमेरिकल डेटा को विजुअलाइज करके हमारे सामने प्रेजेंट करना, ताकि हम उस डेटा को अच्छे से जल्दी से समझ सकें और उसको एनालाइज कर सकें प्रॉपर तरीके से. So this is why we need graph. Ab in last video, in one more chapter, I have discussed about some types of graph. अब इसमें introduction to graph है, especially in this chapter we are going to study about line graph. लेकिन जैसे बार ग्राफ है, डबल बार ग्राफ है, पिक्टोग्राफ है, सर्कल ग्राफ और पाई चार्ट है, इनका थोड़ा सा इंट्रोडक्शन करेंगे. लेट अस सी What is pictograph? What is pictograph? Pictograph क्या है? किसी भी इंफॉर्मेशन को पिक्चर की फॉर्म में शो करना, that is pictograph. अब जैसे इसमें एप्पल सोल्ड ड्यूरिंग जैन, फेब, मार्च एंड अप्रैल, ये शो किया गया है. इसमें वन एप्पल इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग 10 एप्पल्स. जो ये वन पिक्चर है एप्पल की, ये आपको 10 एप्पल्स के इक्वल है. अब इसमें ये 40 एप्पल्स हो जाएंगे, बिकॉज वन पिक्चर ऑफ एप्पल इज शोइंग रिप्रेजेंटिंग 10 एप्पल्स. सो किसी भी डेटा को पिक्चर की फॉर्म में रिप्रेजेंट करना, दैट इज पिक्टोग्राफ. दैट इज पिक्टोग्राफ. नेक्स्ट इज लाइन ग्राफ. व्हाट इज लाइन ग्राफ? लाइन ग्राफ इज कॉमनली यूज्ड टू डिस्प्ले change over time as a series of data points connected by a straight line. चेंज ओवर टाइम, जैसे किसी भी इंफॉर्मेशन में, किसी भी डेटा में हर पॉइंट पर चेंज मिल रहा है आपको, एंड वी हैव टू कनेक्ट दीज डॉट्स विद लाइन. ये आपका लाइन ग्राफ है. दिस इज योर लाइन ग्राफ. व्हाट इज लाइन ग्राफ? यूज टू डिस्प्ले चेंज ओवर टाइम, जिसमें टाइम के साथ चेंज मिल रहा है. वी आर शोइंग दैट विद लाइन ग्राफ. Like this is rainfall in millimeter and this is day of month. Now, on first day, you will see rainfall was near about 5 millimeter. It was 5 millimeter, and second day it was 2 millimeter. So जो ये change है time के साथ, we will show it by dot. We will show it by dot. और जो third day है, third day rainfall was 20 millimeter. Now we will represent it by one dot. And next is fourth day, rainfall was 7 millimeter, and fifth day it was 8 millimeter. So this change of rainfall during this time we are representing by dot, these dots, and then we have to connect with this line. This is called line graph. This is called line graph. किसी भी इंफॉर्मेशन को लाइन की फॉर्म में शो करना, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल रिप्रेजेंट इट विद द हेल्प ऑफ डॉट, एंड देन वी विल कनेक्ट दैट डॉट. It's showing change over time, that is line graph. Next is bar graph. Bar graph is graph that display all the data in the form of these bar, these rectangular bar. This is bar graph. It is showing any information in the form of these bars. These are rectangular bars. More deeply we will not discuss, because in one video already I have discussed that what should be width of each bar should be equal. इनके बीच का distance equal होना चाहिए, and from where we are going to start it. So this is bar graph. This is bar graph. In bar graph we are showing information in the form of rectangular bar, and width of each bar must be equal, and these must be equidistant from each other. Next is double bar graph. What is double bar graph? Double bar graph specially used for comparison. Double bar graph is used for comparison. Although earlier was bar graph and it is double bar graph, we are showing information, we are showing that comparison in the form of rectangular bar. We are showing comparison in the form of this rectangular bar, rectangular slit. Now this is double bar graph. Double bar graph is used for comparison, especially where we have to compare two things. हमें दो को compare करना है. I will use bar graph, and single only bar graph is representing single information. Let us see number of students and their classes. Number of students and number of classes. There is a comparison between boys and girls. Number of boys and number of girls. एक क्लास में number of boys कितनी है and girls कितनी है. This information we are going to compare. In first class there are, it is not exact, near about 32 girls and 35, 32 and 35. Near about I'm telling. 32 are, this yellow is representing number of girls, and this green bar slit is representing number of boys. 32 girls and 35 boys are there. In next, 40 girls and 40 boys. In third class, near about 55 girls and 52 are boys. And in next, if you will see, then you can write their numbers easily. 44 and this is 48, near about 48. So in this way you can write their numbers, and you can compare that in first class how it is very easy to read. In first class, just by looking this graph, we can tell in 1 second that in first class 32 girls and 35 boys are there. And in second class, boys and girls both are equal. And in third class, 55 are girls and 52 are boys. So this double bar graph is used for comparison. Double bar graph is used for comparison of two data. Next is, what is next? Next is pie chart, or you can say this is circle graph. What is pie chart? Pie chart is representing a part of whole. A part of whole. This is whole part, and this orange sector is representing its one part. This is 10% of this whole part. means part of whole. When we have to represent part of whole, then we are using this circle graph or pie chart. A pie chart is a type of graph representing data in a circular form. This is circular form, with each slice of the circle representing a fraction of proportionate part of the whole. Each part is representing one fraction of whole, means part of whole. Circle graph is representing part of whole. This is about circle graph. Now, in this chapter number 15, Introduction to Graph, just we are going to study about line graph. With the help of line graph, we will compare, we will represent data with the help of line graph. Let us see. This was introduction about graphs. Now, example of exercise 15.1. What is first example? See, the given graph represents the total runs scored by two batsmen A and B. There are two batsmen, batsman A and batsman B. These are showing runs scored by these two batsmen during each of the 10 different matches in the year 2007. In 2007, 10 matches were played, and in 10 matches they are showing total runs scored by batsman A and batsman B. Means simply this is comparison between batsman A and batsman B. After that, study the graph and answer the following questions. What information this is given on the two axes? This is y-axis and this is x-axis. First of all, we need to tell what information this x-axis and this y-axis is representing. What information they are depicting. X-axis is showing number of matches played during 2007, number of matches played, because there are 10 matches in 2007. Number of matches played in 2007. This is representing x-axis, and what this y-axis is representing? Runs scored by batsmen. Runs scored by batsmen. This is representing y-axis. Now, what is question number 2? Part number 2 of this question. Which line shows the runs scored by batsman A? Clearly, this dotted line is showing runs scored by batsman A. Clearly, it is given to us batsman A. This dotted line is representing batsman A, and this dark line is representing batsman B. So, this dotted line is representing runs scored by batsman A. Dotted line. You will write there dotted line. Now, third part, were the runs scored by them same in any match in 2007? If so, in which match? In third part, we have to tell, is there any match in 2007 in which match they have scored same run? Let us verify, let us check out with the help of this information. Where dotted line and dark line will meet at same point, that will represent the same run scored by batsman A and batsman B. Clearly, this is that point. In fourth match, they have scored same run. You can see this is dotted line and this is dark line. They are meeting at the same point and they are corresponding to fourth match. And in fourth match, they have scored 60 run. In fourth match, they have scored 60 run at this point. Yes. In fourth match, runs scored by both batsmen are same. If so, in which match? In fourth match. Yes, the runs scored by them is same in any match in 2007. Now, what is third part? Among the following two batsmen, who is steadier? Steadier means who is performing continuously, average performance means ज़्यादा ups और down नहीं है, means उसकी performance overall देखोगे तो एक जैसी है, that is constant performance, persistent, consistent performance is there, means जिसकी performance में ज़्यादा peak और ज़्यादा dump ना देखने को मिले, up and downs कम हो, that is This is peak and this is called valley. This is called peak and this dump you will call it valley. Okay, now among the two batsmen, who is steadier and how do you judge it? Steadier meaning is means we ऐसा हो सकता है कि किसी एक बैट्समैन ने एक मैच में बहुत अच्छे रन बनाए हैं और सेकंड मैच में अच्छे रन नहीं बना पाया है, और हो सकता है थर्ड में भी ना बना पाया और फोर्थ में फिर बहुत अच्छा और फिफ्थ में फिर से स्कोर डाउन है, और एक ऐसा हो सकता है बैट्समैन जिसका एवरेज स्कोर गया है। तो इन फर्स्ट मैच ही प्लेड एवरेज, सेकंड मैच में भी एवरेज, थर्ड में भी एवरेज, मींस ज्यादा अप और डाउन नहीं है, कॉन्स्टेंटली मतलब एक कॉन्स्टेंट परफॉर्मेंस दी है उसने। सो अमंग द टू बैट्समैन इसमें चेकआउट करते हैं कि किसमें ज्यादा पीक और वैली नहीं है, किसकी परफॉर्मेंस में, बैट्समैन ए और बैट्समैन बी में। हम ग्राफ को स्टडी करेंगे, आफ्टर दैट ओनली वी कैन टेल द आंसर ऑफ दिस थर्ड पार्ट। दिस इज परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ बैट्समैन ए। ये देखना बैट्समैन ए का पीक सबसे ज्यादा है, नियर अबाउट 115, दिस इज 115। पीक ऑफ बैट्समैन ए इज हाईएस्ट एंड लेट अस चेक आउट वैली ऑफ बोथ बैट्समैन। वैली you can check, value of this batsman A is lowest and there also you will see, means जो ज्यादा डंप है, ज्यादा अप और ज्यादा डाउन बैट्समैन ए की परफॉर्मेंस में देखे मुझे, ठीक है। अब बी को स्टडी करते हैं। दिस इज रन स्कोर्ड बाय बी, बैट्समैन बी, ना ज्यादा अप है ना ज्यादा डाउन है, मीन्स कॉन्स्टेंटली एक एवरेज परफॉर्मेंस दे रहा है हमें बैट्समैन बी। तो अमंग द टू बैट्समैन हु इज स्टडीयर, बैट्समैन बी, बैट्समैन बी इज स्टडीयर। हाउ डू यू जज इट? हमने जज किया है बाय रीडिंग दिस ग्राफ, बाय चेकिंग अप एंड डाउन, बाय चेकिंग दिस पीक एंड वैलीज इन परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ बैट्समैन ए एंड बैट्समैन बी। सो हु इज स्टडीयर? Batsman B is steadier. Hope you have understood this third part. Next example, example number 2. The given graph describes the two distances of a car from a city P at different times when it is traveling from city P to Q, which are 350 km apart. Study the graph and answer the following question. What information is given on the two graph? This is distance between two cities. The given graph describes the distances of a car from a city P at a different time when it is traveling from city P to city Q, which are 350 km apart. What is distance between these two cities? 350 km. ठीक है। स्टडी द ग्राफ एंड आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चन। व्हाट इज फर्स्ट पार्ट? व्हाट इंफॉर्मेशन इज गिवन ऑन द टू एक्सिस? लेट अस सी। दिस इज डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम P in kilometer, this is distance and this is time. This is showing distance versus time graph. This is showing distance traveled, distance from P over time. What information this graph is showing means two axes separately we have to tell. Y axis is showing distance of city Q from point P, from city P, distance of city Q from point P. You can consider this is point P and distance between P to Q. You can consider this is Q point because distance between P and Q is 350 km. ये 350 km है 0 to 350. Y axis is representing distance from P to Q और X axis is showing time interval. This is showing time interval 8 AM, 9 AM, 10 AM, 11 AM, 12 AM. और हम ये अगर टोटली ग्राफ को देखा जाए तो ये डिस्टेंस शो करता है एट डिफरेंट इंटरवल्स पे, डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू सिटीज एट डिफरेंट इंटरवल एंड सेपरेटली P axis is representing X axis is representing time and Y axis is representing distance. I hope this first part is clear. What is second part? How far, from where and when did the car begin its journey? From where and when? From P point, from zero, the car start. What is question? From where and when car begin its journey? देखो ये पॉइंट आपका Q और ये पॉइंट है आपका P, ठीक है. मीन्स यू कैन कंसिडर दिस इज Q और ये है P. आपको P से Q पर जाना है और जो ये ग्राफ है ये आपको शो करता है. हमने इस तरह से इंटरवल लिए हैं 0 to 50, 50 to 100 अप टू 350, बिकॉज डिस्टेंस P और Q के बीच में डिस्टेंस कितना है? 350 किलोमीटर है. और इसको क्या बोलते हैं? दिस इज कॉल्ड किंक, किंक और नॉब. व्हाट वी विल कॉल किंक और नॉब, और यू कैन से जैग्ड लाइन. इट इज जैग्ड लाइन. ये ब्रेकडाउन शो करता है. दैट इज it is starting from 8 a.m. means 0 to 8 a.m. in between other all times is present, but we are not showing that one. So we are representing this with the jagged line, or this is breakdown we are showing between 0 to 8 a.m. जैसे यहाँ 8 से 9, 9 से 10, 1 hour का डिफरेंस है, और यहाँ 0 to 8 you will see 8 hour का डिफरेंस है. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. ये jagged line शो करने से ये इंडिकेट होता है कि बीच के सारे इंटरवल प्रेजेंट है, बट वी आर नॉट शोइंग. ओके, नाउ सी from where and when did the car begin its journey? Car started at 8 a.m. and it starts from 0. यहाँ डिस्टेंस कितना है आपका? 0 किलोमीटर. 0 किलोमीटर से शुरू करते हैं और 8 a.m. पर शुरू करती है. So from where and when did the car begin its journey? It start from 0 and at 8 a.m. it start its journey. What is third part? How far did the car go in the first hour? देखो ये है फर्स्ट आवर 8 से 9, इट इज 1 hour. इसमें कार ने कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया? इसमें कार ने डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया दिस फ्रॉम 0 to 50, इट इज 50 किलोमीटर. अब इस पॉइंट के कोरस्पॉन्डिंग डिस्टेंस है हमारा 50. तो इन 1 hour कार ट्रेवल्स 50 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस. इन 1 hour कार ट्रेवल्स 50 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस. What is fourth part? How far did the car go during the second hour? ये first hour, ये second hour है. How far did the car go during second hour? अब second hour में कितना गई है वो? second hour में ये देखो, first hour, second hour. second hour में distance travel किया है 150 किलोमीटर. In second hour car travels 150 किलोमीटर distance. And at the third hour, और third hour ये है third hour. थर्ड आवर इट ट्रेवल्स 200 किलोमीटर. अगर 8 to 11 देखें, इन टोटल 3 hours में देखें, टोटल डिस्टेंस कवर किया है 200 किलोमीटर. अगर हमें 10 to 11 जस्ट 1 hour का कंपेयर करना है, तो इन 1 hour 200 minus 150, तो वो 50 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल कर रही है. 10 से 11 1 घंटे में वो 50 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल कर रही है. मीन्स थर्ड आवर में भी 50 किलोमीटर. और अगर 9 to 10 देखा जाए हमारा यहाँ से यहाँ तक का, ये है 150 और ये है 50, तो ये डिस्टेंस जो ट्रेवल किया है ये उसने 100 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज थर्ड आवर में देखो ये है इसका थर्ड आवर में उसने डिस्टेंस कितना ट्रेवल किया है? ट्रेवल उसने 50 किलोमीटर किया है. अगर टोटल 3 hours में है, टोटल 3 hours में हमारा डिस्टेंस कितना है? 200 किलोमीटर. नेक्स्ट इज वाज द स्पीड सेम ड्यूरिंग द फर्स्ट 3 hours? ये कहता है कि क्या फर्स्ट के 3 hours में स्पीड सेम है, डिस्टेंस सेम है? वाज द स्पीड सेम ड्यूरिंग द फर्स्ट 3 hours? नहीं. In first hour distance travels 50 kilometer, in second hour distance traveled 100 kilometer, in third hour distance traveled 50 kilometer. So अगर distance change हो रही है तो speed भी change होगी उनकी. So distance travel speed was not same in the first 3 hours. How do you know it? हमने distance को check किया, distance vary कर रही है, it's mean उसकी speed भी vary करेगी. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? Speed was not same during the first 3 hours. Speed was not same during the first 3 hours. Did the car stop for some duration at any place? Justify your answer. देखना, just by looking this graph we can check out did the car stop for some duration, कुछ टाइम के लिए कार रुकी. अगर हमारे ग्राफ में कहीं कांस्टेंट एक स्ट्रेट लाइन विजिबल है, दैट मीन्स कार स्टॉप फॉर सम ड्यूरेशन. अब इस पॉइंट से इस पॉइंट तक ग्राफ इज स्ट्रेट 10 to 11 11 to 12 noon. दिस इज वन स्ट्रेट लाइन. ये शो करता है कि कार स्टॉप है. At this time interval, car was stopped. How do you know it? We have seen by this graph, one straight line this is showing from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. It's been car stopped at this interval. Okay. Next is, when did the car reach city Q? It will reach at 2 p.m. Q city पर किस टाइम आपकी कार पहुंच जाएगी? It will reach at 2 p.m. It will reach at 2 p.m. So these question exercise 15.1 tomorrow we will discuss. Today we have discussed its introduction and example number 1 and 2. Thank you.